COVID had started, and I just had a job just 2 weeks before COVID really hit, and everybody was sent back home. So, but before I came to Canada, I didn't know how to cook, right? So, I think literally the only thing I could cook was Indomie, and it was just me just boiling the Indomie and not adding so much stuff. So I didn't really know how to cook. So, but my mom used to tell me that now you didn't learn how to cook, you're going to Canada. I had this messed up culture where I believe that a man shouldn't be in the kitchen. But look at me coming to the Western world, and seeing things different here. But I didn't know how to cook. So, but when I moved down here, I found myself eating a lot of junk because I didn't know how to cook. But down the line, I started learning how to cook. And my mom used to teach me on the phone and give me a recipe. I remember the first egusi I cooked. Uh, I didn't. It was so funny because when you're not experienced in cooking, you can mess up, right? So I cooked this egusi super nice. After doing everything, I forgot to add the leaf, and my mom gave me this dry leaf, ugu leaf from Nigeria. So and it was dry, so I didn't know that I needed to soak it so that it would be soft, right? So when I cooked my first egusi, I poured the dry. And it was so hard. I called my mom. I'm like, "Why am I eating something so hard?" And she was like, "Did you not soak the egusi? Did you not soak the leaf?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Did no one? It was so hard." She's like, "You needed to soak it," but but those experiences helped me to like be eager to learn more about cooking. So after a while, I learned how to cook to an extent. So, but in 2020 during the COVID, people were sent back home, and I was talking to one of my buddies. His name is Kester, and I was saying to him, I said, "Hey, how you coping with the COVID? What are you doing to, have fun and all that kind of stuff?" And then he told me that one day he told me he made suya. I was like, "Oh, you can make suya here?" And then he told me how to do it. And I finished work that day and I went to the stores to to grab all the things that I needed. African store to get the yaji, the butcher to cut the beef, Dollarama to get the skiwas. So I was ready. So I made the first suya. I gave it to my people around to try it, and it was amazing. And then I showed it to one of my friends, and he liked it too. And I was like, okay, I want to start. I think we could do this as a business and bring the community together. And that's how we started off. And all the food was made in my basement. I'll wake up in the morning. I will make suya, and then I will go do some deliveries myself still, and then my roommates will help out.